Greetings, beautiful nerds. Welcome to our sixth? Our sixth? Wait, is it our sixth? I'm going to feel real stupid if it's our fifth. Is this our sixth?
I think this is 6.
This is 6. Well, this is going to make the editing.
If it's not, just edit out one of my fingers.
We can ADR 5.
ADR.
This is our sixth episode. Anyway, welcome to our 6th session of our new miniseries, Our Flag Means Doom, exploring the homebrew world of Odromia, but through the eyes of our lovely crew of the Haretrigger. I'm excited to continue this journey with these new heroes as they sojourn through this world, encountering all manner of new and exciting adventures, exploring, at this point, the mysterious dark city of Brecca. But who better to introduce themselves than our wonderful cast, starting with Blanche.
What's up, everybody? I am a farm-grown nerd, or you can call me Kelsey. I play Blanche here on this channel. The only other thing I want to plug, besides my usual socials, at farm-grown nerd, everywhere you can find me, would be at creator_bard. I play in Looking for Legends over there. We got a new show we just got started.
Nice.
Airs on Monday evening, every other Monday evening.
Very cool. Alrighty. Brash Briggs.
Howdy, y'all. You might notice that my vocal quality has come under a bit of a change. It's improved a little bit, sounds a little bit better. And that is because of one person who likes to one-up me when it comes to giving, gifts. Allie at Raina Creates on TikTok. You can also find her and her friend Mariah on the Table Talk podcast on Spotify.
Aww.
Go ahead and give them some love. Take that. But my name's Andy, and I'm playing Brash. So let's get back into this.
Pandora.
Pandora necromantic. I messed up my own thing, but however, all the same socials.
Do you want another take?
No, keep it. It's me. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly.
I don't do 2 takes.
I'm a one-take wonder. I'm Emma. It's good to talk to you guys. Emma Romama on TikTok. Emma Romasco _ blah 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 blah. I don't really have anything to plug today, except I guess this entire crew is gonna be at Gen Con, which might be
This
fun.
is true.
80% of this crew.
80%. TBD on me, but I guess that's the plug. If you want to see your favorite players in person, head on over.
That is very true. And if you are watching this episode, please feel free to put in the comments something to the effect of, "What? Emma's not going to be there? Well, forget it then. Not even
Really peer pressure her.
Yeah, peer pressure. It's a good thing in this.
Scholarships, baby. Here we go.
Yeah. Also, if you really want to donate, no, I'm just kidding.
Donate to our GoFundMe.
Yeah. And of course, last but not least, we have Hatch.
Hey everybody, I am Seth, and I am playing Hatch, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter. And you can find me on TikTok at Noctopus and Instagram, and once every 11 weeks on Threads at Noct.topus.
It's true. It's true.
Those posts are quality, though. Every 11 weeks.
They're
very pungent posts.
They're wonderful snacks.
Excellent. And of course, as always, I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Andy, aka Mr.DanDyDM, and I can be found on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and on all the other socials. If you happen to come across this episode and you enjoy it, in fact, you find that it invigorates and thrills you in some way, please consider catching some of the other shows that I do, like Shadows of Ashkelon and The Survivors of Ashkelon. And if this is your first time encountering the Crew of the Haretrigger, please go back all the way to episode 1 to see what kind of mistakes they made along the way to get them all the way to here.
Choices.
We do, of course, appreciate all of you who have liked and subscribed thus far. And now that we've got our introductions out of the way, and thank God, because this is by far the longest they've ever gone, let us dive into our 6th episode of Our Flag Means Doom. Captain Blanche.
Yep.
You thought that you were hidden. You thought that the shadows of this ancient underground wizard tower, known as one of the candles, was keeping you hidden. The only thing that has tipped you off that it hasn't is the fact that this pale white figure with a wide brim hat and a dark coat that goes all the way to the floor, kind of shrouding their form beneath it, is staring you dead in the face.
Oh,
Well.
let's.
This is most unexpected. It seems that we're hired by the same person. That's interesting. I wonder why he would do that. Well, shall we talk, or are we just going to start killing each other?
You killed an awful lot of people outside. I'd be curious to know why.
That was you, was it not?
Yes, I was... Well, I'm on retainer for Lord Nightmore. And, if you're all down here, that would mean you are as well.
Does the retainer happen to have a name?
I have many names, but currently the one I use is Shiv.
Wait, can I just say that both Blanche and Pandora rolled their eyes at the same time?
Like, ugh.
Shiv. Well, Shiv, we are a mighty and fearsome crew, led by our captain here, so I'm not sure if you want to trifle with us.
You see him sort of adjust his weight ever so slightly, angling his feet sort of to take all of you in. He also shifts the straps on the backpack that he has. So, just so we're clear, I aim to walk out of here. Is that something that I'm going to...
We are not clear.
Yeah, we'd fancy a little look inside that bag of yours.
You have your instructions, we have ours.
You see him shift his weight again. That's not going to happen.
How far away is he?
From you?
Sure.
He's about
Like-
30 feet away from you.
That's not sword swinging range at all.
He's about 10 feet away from Blanche.
Yeah, I would like to pull out my short sword. Probably looks more like a dagger to everybody else, but I want to see if I can scurry over and around him and then hop on top of the bag.
Yeah, we gotta get that bag.
Are you doing something stealthy, or are you doing something fast?
Just trying to do a little bit of both. And never mind what I said about the short sword. She doesn't have any weapons out right now. She just wants to get on top of the bag. If she can do it without being noticed, that would be great.
And if I see that Cap's making a move for that, I'd like to provide the help action if at all possible. I think when he skill check, that might be happening.
Do you need a distraction?
I'll say, Hatch, you be very specific how you're trying to help.
Well, my sword is currently coated in blood and lightning, so I will hold that up, Highlander style, just straight up. Do not think you are leaving here.
I'll say that you saying that definitely brings his attention towards you. So I will say, Blanche, you will be able to, if you give me a stealth check, you'll be able to do it at advantage.
Awesome. Another quick side question about the nature of this bag. How is it secured? Like how
Two
is
straps.
the contents? No, to him I got that, but how are the contents secured inside? Is there like a thing at the top? Is there
Sure.
some kind of fancy
So it's
button?
like it is a leather bag that has a hole at the top with a flap that falls down and a leather strap that sort of winds around this one central leather figure or metal facet in the center of it, and it just wraps around and secures it that way.
Sweet. Well, then with a natural 20 plus 6 stealth check, can I dive into the bag?
Oh no! What if it's a bag of many things? What if it's a bag of many things?
Emma yells in there. Pandora screams into the empty void.
We have a brief moment
Okay.
of Pan Am Hunger Games where there's a screech across the screen.
Okay. On a natural 20,
Oh my god.
you are able to get all the way. I'll say you're able to get all the way to him without him noticing. Make an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice, to get onto the bag, because you're trying to not only get to the bag but get to it in a way that does not alert him. Like if you start climbing on him, he's going to notice.
That's fair.
Um,
That's fair. Oh, please do half as well. That's not bad. Thank you. Dirty 20.
Okay. So, Hatch, you have your sword held Highlander style, just with blood dripping from it all over your hands from the wound, and the lightning that's sort of like coalescing and coursing around the blade. Yeah, like that. And that definitely draws his attention. Blanche, you see your opportunity, and you immediately scurry out from behind the pillar, and you do like a parkour slide just right past and right between his legs. He does not seem to notice, and suddenly you are under the bag looking up, and you poing hippity hop all the way up on top of the bag, and you are there. He does not seem to notice the extra poundage. It is not something that he's focused on right now.
All 6 pounds of me.
You're more than 6 pounds. I'll allow you to be more than 6 pounds. So what do you do now?
Also, I said,
what is Brash and what are Pandora doing?
Andy,
Brash. Oh yeah, you go first.
no, you go. You go.
Okay. Brash is like trying to keep a stone face, but he inside is freaking out. And he's gonna get ready to move in as soon as it looks like Blanche is not gonna be able to pull off whatever the hell she's trying to pull off. He's getting ready, and he's also reaching into the bag, or into his bag, and wrapping his hands around the tusk horn, getting ready to pull it out.
Did we see Blanche? Like, did we see her move? Like, do we know that she's made a move
No, that's
from the
a good
bag?
Give me a perception check.
Okay, because I'm not sure if Pandora would have seen.
your DC's 26.
Okay, wait, is it literally 26? Because I have a -1, there's no way I can pass that.
That's not my call.
I was like, there's no hope.
Please give me a perception, because the way I'm thinking about it, like, Blanche is trying to hide from this guy. She doesn't give 2 fucks about what you guys are seeing.
That's true.
I saw that pop up on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, we can't get much worse than that. So it was a nat 1 and Pandora's a -1.
A beautiful
you
goose egg.
too.
So a 0. So that's a 0.
It's not that you're not looking. It's the fact that you just don't. It's so fast.
Okay.
Blanche is moving so fast, and to be fair, there's a lot of sort of like the air is like thick.
It is a lot
and
going
like there's
on.
a lot of debris. Yeah, there we go.
Art.
Is that-
Oh.
That's what this guy looks like.
Okay, if that's what he looks like, then Pandora's like, darling, please. As she's seeing, the tensions rise. I'm sure a young, handsome man such as yourself would be more than helpful. Listen, we can fix this. Surely we can make something work. At least you and I.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Hold, please.
Hatch just sitting there in the back like, what the fuck are you doing?
God damn it all.
I don't know until we're
in this city so goddamn
until actual combat happens. I will defuse. I don't know.
You're doing good. We're doing good. It's fine.
Don't worry, Hatch will refuse. He'll fuse again.
And as for Blanche, she's just diving in the bag. That's all she's doing.
Okay. I'm going to get to Blanche in a second, because this is a choice. Emma.
What?
Or Pandora, rather. Pandora, you say what you say, and I need you to give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to say wisdom save because...
Well, that comes later.
Because I was like, he's going to slap her upside the head psychically.
From like 30 feet away.
14? Better than a 0. Nat 20.
Hold a nat 1.
Hey, we all suckin' tonight.
We all keep the majority low.
Where'd my phone go? Who cares? It's a nat 1. He raises his eyebrow at you. He smells the air. And his eyes narrow at you. I have the scent of death on you, woman.
Oh. Well, I normally like to wear black currant and amber, but sure, if that's what you want to call it. If you come closer, I'll tell you what brand it is.
Why do I have a feeling that coming closer would not be very good for me?
Think of me as a black widow spider.
And she's like very like trying to be flirtatious because she has no fucking clue. What? Like Hatch is bleeding and there's lightning and Brash is nervous and where the fuck is Blanche?
Okay. Speaking of, as his attention is very much focused on the 3 people ahead of him, Blanche, you nimbly hop onto the bag. You open the flap, and from your own words, you jump in. Okay. Blanche, I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Is the bag a mimic?
Bag is getting a little cheeky.
Mimic
Oh,
bag.
why? Okay. 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog.
Okay. Just remember a 22. Blanche, it's like one of those things where you take a quick look around, you look down, and you jump in. Suddenly the world goes black around you as you pass through into the bag. And suddenly you are it feels like you're almost suspended. You're not falling anymore, but you're not touching down, and you should have been by now. You didn't feel like this was a giant-sized backpack. You jumped in. Suddenly you feel yourself bang up against something. And you bang up against another thing. And as you feel around, you suddenly realize that no, this is wrong. And you suddenly realize that you are holding fingers. Just dismembered fingers that have been cut from bodies.
Ugh.
Another thing that you are bumping into you can see some large, as it comes within 5 feet of you. It's not like you can actually see. This isn't a dark vision kind of a thing. This is, it has to be like right in front of you. And you see there are these books and tomes and scrolls. And you see some weapons as well, just sort of scattered, floating in the space around you. You have jumped inside a bag of holding.
I knew it had to be something like that. Okay. Is there anything that looks like it was taken, or that feels or appears in some way to have been taken from this dick, or the researchers?
There are a number. Speaking of the researchers, some of the fingers that you're seeing around you have rings still attached to them that bear a symbol that you recognized on some of the paperwork that Thaddeus was working on. And based off of the corpses that you saw outside the dig site, some of these fingers would match. So it would appear that Shiv not only kills, but he collects from the bodies of those he has slain.
As much as I hate this, not these, he's not, because my efficient quiver holds quite a lot. So I start scooping in as many of those fingers as I can get my hands on.
Why?
Priorities.
I feel like I need to ask.
Because fuck
Swords,
this guy.
magic.
Trophies from these people? I don't think so. No.
Just
But-
all the
Fingers for you.
fingers.
Give me them digis.
Come out on top of him or something. I don't know. But no, we're taking his trophies, taking his little trophies, because fuck this guy. And like I said, anything else that seems like it might have come not just from the actual researchers, not anything more from the actual researchers. Anything they might have found. If I can squeeze a tome or two into it, because I know some books are oddly shaped. It does have to fit in the quiver, but
Okay.
my efficient quiver holds. Let me see where to go.
As you are, actually, I need you to give me an investigation check. This will be because you're moving throughout the space. It's like you are floating. It's like you're floating in an anti-gravity chamber. You are just moving through the space, and you can still very vaguely see just a pinprick of light above you.
Okay. Okay. You said investigation?
Yes.
That's a 9.
9. Okay. As you pad around, you are able to find 2 books, 2 tomes that look like they could, you're not entirely sure, they could have something to do with the dig site. The only other thing that you find that it's more so like, oh, this is pretty, is an orb, like a crystal orb of some kind. And
Really
you
should
see that it is, there's almost a purplish pink glow about it.
Shoves that one in the quiver for sure. I can't sit in a bag of holding very long. There's not much oxygen in this thing. You say there's a pinprick of light above me. Can I even jump to that light?
Give me, well, I will say on a strength saving throw of 22, I will say I will allow you to give me an athletics check. This is going to be one hell of a jump. And I believe you do have quite a bit of a vertical jump as a Harengon.
I do. Let me double check and see what it is. Go away, efficient quiver stats. 15 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
Nice.
That is an 11?
Okay. Outside of the bag, Shiv has oriented himself towards Pandora, Brash, and Hatch. And in this moment, it looks like he's almost sort of weighing his options. Like he's not sure about Brash and Hatch. But there's something about Pandora that intrigues him.
Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles.
So, how about this? You and me, Nightmare doesn't need to know what I've got in the bag here. How about we divide up some of the spoils and you help me take care of these 2?
Are you offering me a 50% cut?
I don't see why not.
I'm sorry,
get
did you
out of
just
here.
say 60? Oh, 65?
Sorry. Let me just cut in real quick here. Did you just say take care of these two? And I point between me and Hatch.
You heard right, big guy.
Do we catch on to Pandora's sort of ploy here? Is there a way we can catch on to that? We've only known her for a week or so.
Give me an insight check.
I was about to say, does anybody know it's a ploy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a ploy. It's
So,
gonna be a short campaign.
Blanche knew Pandora does something when she's lying, and I told Blanche. I know she's in the bag, so she wouldn't know.
So,
but I'm wondering if they could insight check.
What I will say, they're rolling insight checks. What I'll say is if they roll higher than a 15, Pandora, you can, whoever rolls highest, you can DM them something that you notice, a change in body language, maybe.
Cool.
I don't need to know what that is.
Okay.
You won't be doing that to me, because I rolled a 9.
I also rolled a 12.
Oh.
Well, I know my sword is now in between.
Okay, so they don't notice. Ugh, this is gonna make
Nope.
things harder, but listen. Okay, it's gonna make things harder, but I've got to get the upper hand. She's gonna go, ooh, 65%. Go for it, darling. And she'll run behind, pull out her wand, so her wand is right behind Shiv, looking like she's taking cover.
So you're running towards Shiv?
Yeah, to join him.
Pandora, damn it all.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, darlings. Just look at him. I've wanted someone like him my whole life.
And she's like,
Fuck's sakes, is this a horny thing again?
It's gotta be a hornet.
God damn it.
I infected the necromancer.
if you need me to keep going, I will keep going.
No. I don't need you to keep going.
Why didn't you guys roll higher?
I'm sorry.
Why?
It wasn't up to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, Pandora, as truthful as you can be with me right now,
Oh, God.
what are your surface level thoughts as you do this?
Actually, her surface level from the guys not noticing that she's trying to pull one would be dumb fucks. Like, that's just like on repeat in her head. Like, these dumb fucks. Like,
I can work with that. We can work with that. That's
like, she's pissed that they didn't fucking notice what she's doing. So it's just like, these dumb motherfuckers is what she's thinking, top of mind.
Okay.
If you want, I can be the. No, that's actually her surface levels. These stupid motherfuckers.
Okay. Well, I can work with that too. As you run alongside Shiv, he regards you and says, "Yes, these stupid motherfuckers."
Woo! She goes, oh, it's like you read my mind.
He looks at you and winks.
Would we be able to make like a fresh insight check based on that?
Hold. No, yeah, I'll say that your insight check before, that was something that happened when you were trying to see if this was a ruse. This is a fresh circumstance, so yeah, I'll say give me one more insight check.
Please, for all that is good and holy.
Hatch, let's do it to it, buddy.
The DC is going to be higher on this one. It is going to be 17.
okay.
Son of a
Well, only a nat 20 will save me, and I got a 1.
I got an 8. That's one less than before.
It's so dark in here. It's dark. It's dark, and I'm scared.
Where's my cap? I miss my cap.
I don't.
Damn it!
I don't want to be here.
I'm quit.
Hatch, in your mind, given how long you've known Pandora, given the fraught circumstances that you all find yourselves in, given the fact that you have no idea where Blanche is right now. You, as far as you know, Blanche could have been blown up from the explosion that took out the corpses. So you don't know where they are. All you know is that it's you and Brash right now against this guy and someone who you thought was a friend of yours, or at least a companion of yours, up until a few seconds ago. Brash, you only really care about Captain Blanche in this moment. And the fact that you have no idea where they are is driving you crazy. And so I'll say right now, within reason, I guess, and with consent, okay, feel free to treat Pandora as an enemy in this scenario.
TPK. Self-inflicted TPK. Here we go.
Self-inflicted. But honestly, like, this tracks for her.
I was not expecting to deal with this today.
This
We're just
tracks.
we're just so dumb. We're so dumb.
We're so pretty,
stupid.
Hatch. We're so pretty.
We're pretty, but we are pretty. But so dumb.
Honestly, I'm trying to think, given the I'm trying to think of a way, like, out, like, but no.
No,
I'm
there's
blanking. I'm blanking.
The dice have said this for a reason, and to that I give in, and I say, well, here we go.
Just to be clear, Pandora, from your perspective, this is a ruse.
Yes.
Correct? This is not you trying to change sides. Okay. So this, for you, this is a ruse. So going forward, I'm about to ask you all to do something. Going forward, that's the understanding. Brash and Hatch, completely different circumstances.
We've been betrayed.
We've been betrayed in our minds.
And as far as you know, Blanche is gone.
There's
Like,
a
you have
couple
no
things that
idea
can
where they
clear
are.
this up, but where we are right now,
It's
yeah.
not gonna happen.
Okay.
Well, here we go.
Man,
God damn it.
I will say, Pandora, give me a wisdom check. It's not a saving throw. You're not. No, you are saving.
It's okay.
Give me a
save.
wisdom save. Yeah.
Just let me mage armor myself, or let me just go behind a pillar before I get TPK. That was a 12.
Okay.
Do I have? Am I having a flashback right now?
No, you are not. You do feel a portion of your mental defenses break. You do feel like there is an intruder walking around.
Darling, if we're going to be friends, she calls out as she's going to go duck behind a pillar. You must know it is quite dangerous to trek inside a wizard's mind.
Hasn't stopped me before. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, God.
all right. I hope I roll well this time.
I hope I roll low
Why
enough
did I
that
say
someone.
that?
Come on, can 18?
9.
Also
16.
Oh, Lord almighty.
This is that same energy when someone at a party is like clearly into you, but you don't pick up on the hints.
And they think they're gonna betray you for someone else's fingers.
Or someone's fingers!
Everyone's initiative roll, please. Blanche,
9.
Hatch,
Also 9.
Brash,
16.
Pandora, Necromancer Extraordinaire.
18!
Could Pandora be going first? No, they're not.
That would have changed the entire outcome.
Okay.
Also, like, get your hands out my mind, Navarro.
Get your fingers out the brain.
Keep your fingers in the bag.
You don't know that yet.
I don't know that yet.
That's third date information.
I like to collect fingers.
Yeah, Pandora's not gonna like that. Leave them on the corpse.
That's
You weirdo.
It's the more info and tab on his.
It's not so
humble-
much the fingers themselves, it's what's on the fingers.
It's the rings, I know. But she would fuck with him.
That's why I took the
sister's-
fingers to have time to take the rings off later.
No
My
one.
sister's boyfriend taxidermizes carcasses
Fingers?
and stuff that they find. No, not fingers. So they'll just be like cats in formaldehyde in their fridge. It's pretty wild.
I appreciate that, but that scares me.
Yeah.
There's open the fridge and there's a cat.
Well, Dad, if that means anything, if that helps.
Got City of Kowloon vibes.
He's no longer suffering.
Okay. Hatch.
No, Hatch.
This adversary suddenly blinks out of view in front of you, and suddenly you feel heat directly next to you, and he immediately tries to make 2 melee attacks. That is an 18,
Just gets me.
and that is a 16.
Also hits. Ugh.
You feel something wet dripping down your side, and you look down and you see this inky, black, oozing fluid coming out of a jeweled dagger. Suddenly you feel a hot flash of pain as he is suddenly standing in front of you with the second dagger placed in your abdomen on the opposite side. Just stuck. He's low, so he's coming in underneath your guard. He has both daggers pressed into your gut, and he is slowly trying to rip out your stomach. That is 2, 5, 7, so that's 12 plus 4. That is 16. That is 27 points of damage.
Hatch is down.
He pulls the daggers out from your stomach. Hatch, you look down and you see your small intestines just plop out onto the floor, and gore and viscera just splash out onto the ground. You don't feel any pain, just cold. And you feel almost weightless as the world suddenly begins to blur. You don't even feel the impact of your body hitting the floor as you fall unconscious. Brash, you just notice that Hatch has fallen to the floor. The next thing you see is all of the blood and gore on the floor as well, standing next to Hatch's body, holding 2 bleeding but also inky black daggers, standing there with a very satisfied look on his face is Shiv. Okay, big guy. Never taken down one of you before. Suddenly you see his face change in front of you as his skin almost seems to melt and reform. Suddenly one eye becomes almost a purplish color, the other eye green, and suddenly it reverts back to a golden state, and his face sort of reforms and becomes almost a porcelain white solid. Pandora, it is your turn. Brash, you are on deck. Also, Pandora, you do not see what just happened because you're behind a pillar.
I don't see it at all.
No, you said you were moving behind a pillar, and
Yeah.
so you don't even see what happened to Hatch.
Oh. Okay, because her plan was to try to snatch the bag with Mage Hand from behind him. How far is he from her now?
Now he is 30 feet away.
Okay, Mage Hand is 30 feet. So from behind the pillar, she's going to grab her wand. I don't know if she would. She probably would see Hatch after, but she'll Mage Hand to grab the bag because he should be distracted.
I want you choose. Because there are no real, except for spells that incur a fear effect. But there is also a lot of the trauma that we already know exists with Pandora. I'll allow you to either make it a Constitution saving throw or a Wisdom saving throw to see if suddenly viewing what happened to Hatch and how quickly it happened adversely affects your Mage Hand roll.
That's Wisdom for sure, 'cause that's all here.
Okay.
That's all her psyche.
Okay, I'll say that the DC for this will be a 15.
If only it was intelligence. Why are there never intelligence saving throws?
I mean, there are.
Okay, come on. Pull your shit together. Come on, Pandora. Come on. It does not succeed. 12.
As you come around the pillar with your wand drawn, you stretch out your hand, and suddenly you see Hatch's body on the floor. And just blood just pooled all around. You see Brash moving to adjust given the sudden appearance of this person. And no, you're frightened. You're frightened until the end of your next turn.
So I physically move away then. I have to.
No, you don't physically. You don't have to move away. You just can't move any closer to him.
Okay.
And with the frightened, I don't think that negatively affects. Well, with frightened condition, you have a disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. This would not be an attack roll.
Okay.
But you will have a disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within your line of sight. So I'll say you can still make your Mage Hand, or you can still try to make your Mage Hand, but you will be doing any other, ability checks or attack rolls with a disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. So any ability. Okay. Yeah, I think her entire body is shaking, and the wand is shaking violently in her hand as she tries to continue through with the spell.
Hey, what does your Mage Hand look like?
So her magic is all purples and greens, and it's an elegant skeleton's hand that extends and gently like smoke whispers off of it as it, moves through the air.
Okay. All right. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit difficult because it's not just a bag that's sitting on a countertop or anything.
Right, it's on his back.
It's on his person. So I will say make a strength check to see if you can exert your will on this bag and try to pull it off.
Okay.
Right now he's distracted, so I'll say you're just able to just, give me that roll.
Okay, straight strength.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, 19.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Pandora, your hand is visibly shaking as you pull your Mage Hand out of the wand, and it streaks out and latches onto the bag, and you almost lose your grip on it as you are trying to maintain every ounce of focus and attention on this spell. And you are able to use Shiv's momentum against him, and slowly you're able to and it just flops to the ground, falling off of his back, and just falls on its side.
Does Blanche
We'll
tumble
say,
about?
Blanche, you suddenly feel tousled and just like spun about. Suddenly, the pinprick of light is much closer, it seems.
Cool. Can I pat on one side of me, try to gather what might feel like fabric or something? No. I don't want to grab anything to take with me. I just want to grab hold of something as I run out.
There is nothing to grab.
Damn it. Fine. I'll make my way to the white light then. Follow the light.
Brash, it is your turn. Unless Pandora, you have anything else you want to do.
I don't think she can, because like if she was of sane mind, she would speak, but she's freaked out, so nope, that's it.
Brash, it is your turn with Blanche. You are on deck.
Brash will kind of just blink, and all of that will have happened, and Hatch is suddenly on the ground. And as this guy is just talking, as Shiv is just talking, Brash doesn't even hear it at first. He's just staring at Hatch. And how close is Shiv to Brash now?
Oh, within 10 feet.
Okay. In that case, I don't know if you see it now, Pandora, from where you are, but as Brash looks back up, dead eyes for the first time that you've ever seen on this one's particular face. And the horn that he'd been holding on to, grip on, comes out up to his mouth. 4th level Thunderwave.
Okay. Okay.
That'll be a con save of 13. There's very little thought going into this decision.
What's the range? How far does it go?
I think it's a 15-foot cube, cornered.
So technically,
From
Pandora, you're out of the range.
I'm out of range.
Of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will say, technically, Blanche, you are within range, but because you are within the bag, you hear a loud sound. Kind of muffled. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from this horn. And it's like that scene where Voldemort fights Dumbledore in the magical, or the Hall of
The
whatever.
Ministry of Magic.
Ministry of Magic. And Voldemort brings like this pool of like sound and air, and then suddenly, and all of the glass suddenly pours down, and that's exactly what this looks like. There is this focus of air and sound inside of the horn, and then it suddenly is unleashed, maybe a little more forcefully than Brash has done in the past, as it is a 4th level. And this is a DC 13 con save.
Con save, yeah. Get chills.
That is an 11.
Okay. This will be a full 5d8.
Okay.
Ten. It's another 10. Okay, so 26 points of thunder damage.
Okay. You said 26?
Yes, sir.
26 points of thunder damage. Okay. Is anyone else slightly unnerved by the music? Not just me?
Of course I'm freaking out. I'm just shutting up.
Yeah, when we get quiet, that means we're scared.
I'm loving it.
I'm also loving it, but I am frightened.
Brash, I'll say you unleash this spell at 4th level. It is surprisingly not as horrible a sound as you would expect. In fact, whereas some sounds are discordant, yours is extremely cordant right now, as you are someone who is skilled with music and the making of it. This is the equivalent of a metalcore artist doing the sound with like a massive guitar riff behind it. As you release this sound, it knocks Shiv back 10 feet into a pillar. He takes an additional 6 points of bludgeoning damage from being knocked into this pillar. You can see that the blood vessels in his eyes have popped, and instead of this golden color that they once were, their eyes have become like this ugly purple, and blood is also starting to drain from his ears as his eardrums have popped.
Does that mean he can't hear?
Doesn't mean he can't hear. It just means that other things are happening. You see him just sort of like steady himself on the pillar behind him, and he presses his hand against it, and it's at that moment that pillar cracks. Doesn't shatter, just cracks. And Brash, that's when you notice that the other pillars have started to crack as well.
Yeah.
In terms of game mechanics, you have 5 rounds to make it out of here.
Sure.
I will paint the landscape for you. Pandora, you have grabbed the bag off of Shiv's back. It is now plopped onto the ground. Hatch, your body is lying about 5 feet away from the bag. Pandora, you are about 30 feet away from Brash, Hatch, and the bag. Shiv is now 10 feet away from you, Hatch, and he has been pressed into a pillar, basically.
And I'm still frightened, right?
You are still frightened,
Fuck!
which means that you can't...
Go near the source of my fear, which is Hatch.
No. Yes. Yes.
Fuck!
Blanche, it's your turn.
Alrighty. Can I still scurry up and out of the white light?
Give me an athletics check.
Great. You know what? I'm not using anything. You can do it. Okay, not terrible. 15.
Okay. Blanche, you hear the sound, and immediately your thought goes to Brash. That sound, you know that sound. I've heard it smaller before. Never heard it this loud. And you're muffled right now.
Oh, that was
And
a
you
big one.
just
What's happening?
with all of the fury your little body can muster, you start to just reach for anything and trying to use whatever momentum you can just by pulling up and onto things as you begin to try to hop from piece or object to object. You eventually, still having the 2 tomes and the orb in your arms, you eventually are able to you were able to clamber and get to the pinprick of light, and as you push through, and you pop out like a baby freshborn onto the ground, and you tumble out of the bag into Hatch's body.
Not fucking hell, what's it? Screams. Turns, looks. Am I still anywhere near the bag, or did I pop some ways away from it?
No, you're literally the bag toppled onto its side. Hatch's body was directly in front of it, and Hatch's body is what kept you from going any further.
Gotcha. How far is Shiv from me?
He is 10 feet away from you.
And Brash is on the other side of...
Brash is right behind you.
Yeah, right behind me. Okay. I was gone for 5 seconds. Ha! Oh, you motherfucking piece of shit! And she'll pull her bow out and pop him twice.
Okay. I will say, since you I'll say you did use your movement, and I'll say you're technically prone on the ground, which I believe gives you disadvantage on the attack roll.
I never shot a bow from the ground.
I'm just double checking. Attacks targeting someone who is prone. It's harder to hit a prone target from range, so it... Okay, what if you're prone? An attack roll... Okay. I don't want to deal with it. Just give me an attack roll.
Natural fucking 20!
Okay.
That's my girl.
All right. So with this, I think this is the first time you've rolled nat 20 on an attack before. So with this, you will take whatever dice that you associate with that weapon. You take the full damage of that dice. Add your modifier so it's all together. So you just get that. It's automatically. Then roll the additional after you already have that total.
Oh, it gets better than that. I took the Piercer feat.
Oh.
You score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature. You can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
Okay, so what I'll say, because you took the Piercer feat, you get both of those dies at full. And then I'll have you just roll that 1.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
So that's 8, 16, 19. That's 25 points of damage for the first attack.
Okay. And so this next attack,
It's just
will
a second,
kill
second
him.
bow.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hope so. Shit. Mother. What is it? Plus 8. That's a 16 to hit.
Misses.
Me.
But that was how many points of damage?
26.
26. You and Brash. Wow.
Can I say that the bow is like that the arrow is lodged in his throat just for you shot my crew.
I'll say that you pinned him to the pillar with your bow attack, not necessarily in the throat.
Okay.
But yeah, he's pinned to the pillar right now, so he's going to be he's going to have to resolve that before he tries to attack any further.
And as just real quick, as the second arrow lodges like next to him in the pillar or something, you killed my crew. You killed my crew. Now we're gonna have fun.
You do register a slight flicker of fear in his eyes. That actually brings up his turn with Pandora. You are on deck. He is able to break off the arrow and make sure so that he is no longer lodged against the pillar. And you can see in his eyes there is a moment of calculation, and he is going to try and make for the bag. He runs over and he is able to grab the bag. And we'll say that because he had to get himself get rid of the arrow, he is able to only move 10 feet away from you. So he's basically 10 feet towards after the arrow, 10 feet towards you, grab bag, 10 feet away. So his movement was significantly hampered by that arrow. So now he's only 10 feet away from you and he has the bag.
That enter or exit my range at all?
No, because you were 10 feet away from you were 10 feet away from Hatch, and the bag was right next to Hatch.
Gotcha.
So that brings up Pandora.
This sucks. Because
You have 4 rounds left, by the way.
Fuck. How? And you can't break a frightened condition like a charmed, right? It's not like where if like you take damage, it stops, right?
Hold on 1 second. So conditions after. Okay, so with frightened.
Yeah.
Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. That is literally all it says. It doesn't say anything about how to get rid of it. So, yeah.
That's okay. It's going
The
to be
way
a
to
handicap.
avoid the disadvantage is to put a solid wall between you and the threat, or erect some opaque obstacle so you can't see it anymore.
Got it. That's okay. Is Shiv close to Hatch or further off?
Shiv is 10 feet away from Hatch. Or,
Okay.
yeah, 10 feet away from Hatch.
I know I have disadvantage, but fuck it. I think because she's operating purely now off of, like, instinct, she's gonna, like, her hand is shaking, trying to, like, make sure she can't really look at Hatch. She's gonna fling out a firebolt, and try to hit Shiv. See if that hits.
Okay. Give me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Fuckers. Is my I get +1 because my Wand of the War Mage.
That misses.
I just rolled a nat 1, so
You send this firebolt streaking out. It impacts the pillar that Shiv just got off of and cracks it even more. And it's sort of like it immediately like spider webs up the pillar and like stops.
and use my movement to get closer to the exit while trying to scream. She's trying so hard to say heal him because I don't have any healing spells.
You can't get closer to the exit.
I can't.
Shiv is standing between you and the exit. Or not standing in between. He's like, to get towards the exit, you would have to move towards him.
Okay, I need someone to heal Hatch. I can't do that. So she's going to, she's gonna speak out her ass, as she normally does. She's going to fucking leave me! As she approaches him, to keep him here, because he's gonna leave with the bag. Do you have any idea what I can do? Do you have any idea who I am?
You're talking to Shiv?
I'm trying to keep him. I'm trying to keep him here so that we can grab the bag.
He's holding the bag. He's holding the bag in one hand while also like putting his hand to stop the blood from the arrow hole that Blanche just put in him. I get to say this line. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And he just you sort of like see him just try and steady himself. He's looking weak right now.
Take a fucking healing potion, why don't you?
Does that complete your turn?
Yeah, because if he pulls one out the bag, I'm gonna go take it and give it to Hatch.
Brash, this is your turn.
Please heal him. Please, someone. I don't have any healing spells.
I'm really conflicted.
Oh no, don't leave him to die. Shut up, Seth!
We don't care how cool the mechanic of it all is.
I don't give a fuck about your mechanic!
We love you, man. Don't you get it? Could I try and use my Loxodon Serenity? I know it's not like an actual like thing that I shoot like trigger, but all Brash can feel right now is immense rage and guilt. So can he like try and snap out of it and realize, oh, the fucking building's coming down. Oh, a friend is down, dying. I need to take charge and get them out of here. Is there any shot I could do that?
I just looked up Loxodon Serenity. It specifically says you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. I'm going to say in this particular instance, where the entire world seems out right now, Brash, to frighten you. This is not a moment where the music is speaking kindly to you. But with every sound, there is music in the world. And with Shiv's utterance to Pandora and hearing the impact of the firebolt against the pillar and hearing the pillar spider web up into the ceiling, you are shaken out of the reverberation of your thunder wave. And suddenly you see the battlefield very clear. Shiv is in front, Pandora's behind. Blanche is to the side of you, Hatch is on the ground. The bag is in Shiv's hands. All you see that Blanche has in hers are, you see that she stuffed away the orb and 2 books, and you see that her launched 2 arrows. Pandora is responsible for getting the bag off of Shiv. Whatever Pandora did helped Blanche get out, from your perspective. If Pandora in this moment was an enemy, why would they be helping you? Why would they be helping Blanche? And you feel this amazing sense of relief seeing Blanche suddenly materialize into this plane. What do you choose to do, or what would you like to do with that?
Sherlock Holmes style, kind of taking everything in. I'm going to see that Pandora is somewhat hesitating, and that focus seems to be directed towards Hatch and Shiv. So...
Oh, I'm so sorry. Pandora, please give me a wisdom saving throw. You had to roll at the end of your turn.
Let me break free, please! No! 10. She's really freaked out.
Yeah.
Speaking of, am I not rolling death saves, or am I out of it?
You are still rolling death saves.
Okay.
Wait, we don't get to know what he's rolling?
I haven't rolled any yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, you would have only rolled 1.
I haven't rolled any.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Give me your death saving throw.
I'll kill you, Seth, if you roll a 1.
Sorry, I was on my other character.
That's not funny.
Okay. Hatch rolled a 3, so that is 1 failure so far.
This. I'm gonna fuck it.
I will do my best, and the amount of just damage that he's undertaken is ridiculous. But I will 3rd level healing word Hatch. So that'll be 3d4 plus 2. Oh, those are both 1s.
It's alright, I heal from 0, it's fine.
So 7 total. I rolled a 3 on that 3rd d4. And then...
That's like 33% of my health.
Oh, I'm so glad. I will just call to him as I bum rush Shiv and try and get him closer to, like, past the pillar, towards the wall, out of Pandora's direct path to the exit. I'll just call out and say, "Get the fuck up, man, we still need you!" And I will try and charge him.
Okay. Seth, if you'll allow me to take the reins slightly on this.
Sure.
Okay. You fell unconscious. And the next semi-conscious thing that happens, you feel completely weightless, but yet you are still walking. and you are walking on a grassy hill. And you come to the peak of it and you look down and you see the town of Bright Ray. Right by the sea. And you see people, all 400 something of them, milling about, doing their daily routine. And the first thought that comes into your mind is like, I'm finally home. And then as you stride forward towards the town, the very next thing you suddenly hear, some far away, is, come on, man, get up, we still need you. And suddenly, air suddenly fills your lungs, and it's like you ripped back into reality, and suddenly you feel your eyes heavy from just the lack of the lack of oxygen, because you really weren't breathing much a second ago. And you suddenly look down, your stomach is still soaked, but the wounds that were in your stomach have begun to heal, and sort of the
those
skin
back up.
has begun to reform. And you're like patting, and you like look around, and you see Brash suddenly tear down this hall towards Shiv, and you see Blanche right in front of you. Pandora, you're no longer frightened. And Bright Ray disappears. And all that you feel in this moment is the feeling of dust and sand and tiny rocks just suddenly pelting you from above as the ceiling begins to crack and cave. Blanche, it is your turn with Hatch on deck.
Alrighty, so homeboy is still 10 feet away, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But right now, Brash is between you and Shiv.
Okay. Brash, if you could be still just for a moment, I'd be ever so grateful. And she's gonna try to dodge between his legs, like out
I'm
and
just
under.
trying to hold him, and I'm like, do what you gotta do, but make it quick.
Uh-huh. And now I will pull out my short sword, and I don't give a damn if he sees me or not. I am scurrying up his side, and I am cutting that bag off of his back if I have to take skin.
He's holding it in his hand, so he doesn't have it on his back right now. So he's holding it in his hand.
That's fine. I'll cut the strap.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Outside. Oh, that's not nearly as good. 16.
It's a bag. So, yeah. You hit it. Whether it is just through the natural grace and athleticism that Harengon have passed down from their ancestry in the Feywild, or just natural athletic ability that Blanche possesses, right between Brash's legs. Suddenly, Brash, you're holding, and you're like pushing like football tackle, like offensive line up against a defensive lineman, just holding him in place. You see Blanche suddenly scurry right between his legs, suddenly hop up and slice right through the strap, and the bag drops to the ground. And Blanche, you are right there with the bag right next to you.
Rabbit, do it 360. Just other way.
Trying to just think of sequence of events here. Technically, that would incur an attack of opportunity, right?
I go into... Actually, you know what? No, you're right. I'll stay where I'm at, but I want to try to stay behind him where he like can't try to reach down and snatch me up. So
Okay.
I'll stay where I'm at.
All right. Okay. Hatch, it is your turn.
Can you give me a quick lay of the land, paint a locations picture for me real quick one more time?
Okay. So there is one way in one way out. As far as you can tell, you never made it down the steps into the antechamber that Shiv came from when you first encountered him. You know that if you were to go down into the antechamber, you would have to make it your way through some traps. This whole area is caving in. So you need to get out of here as fast as you can. That means you have to get up past Blanche, past Shiv, past Brash, to get back to the elevator, to get back up to the surface.
Okay. So
There are 10 pillars, or 10 on each side of the hall that go down into the antechamber, that go all the way up, that support the ceiling and that go from the floor to the ceiling and go all the way back to the elevator.
Okay. Shiv is currently between me and the door, though, yes?
That's correct.
Okay. Hatch has never been more just sort of a mixture of every emotion. He's still kind of wincing from pain, confused. You know, he just saw Bright Ray there briefly, and overwhelmingly furious. If he were a barbarian, this would be a perfect opportunity for him. Instead, he's going to do the next best thing, and he is going to turn into a werewolf. I sort of like spin around onto all fours, and then my form takes on that very familiar to Blanche, at least, lichen shape, and I'm going to run after Shiv, because nobody takes Hatch down without me getting my comeback. And I'm gonna make 2 attacks on him.
Make an additional attack because of flanking.
Oh, I get an additional attack, not just advantage from flanking?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. You're at advantage.
Advantage.
Because of
okay. Cool.
I meant an additional dice roll.
First attack is an 18.
That hits.
Okay, and that will do 5 damage. And then second attack. Nat 20.
Take the max and then roll.
Take the max and then... So what was that again? Take the max?
Take the max you can possibly do with that first attack.
Yahai.
And then
14.
And then roll.
Okay. It's 14 plus 3, so 17. 17 plus 5, so 22 total.
Okay. He is looking real rough.
Some pretty sneaky shit you wanted to do.
Even...
He's not paying attention to you right now. He is eyes bloodshot.
Is that 2 Shiv that you're saying it?
2 Shiv.
2?
Like,
okay.
As I'm kind of like bounding after him on all fours, I leap and then make the 2 strikes, and then I'm like head in his ear, like face in his ear.
Even taking the attacks and the hits and bleeding from multiple areas on his body, Shiv just looks at you and smiles.
So how far away was he? Because getting up would have been half my movement, so that's 15 feet.
He was 10 feet away.
So I would have had only about 5 feet. I'll just stay where I am.
Yep.
If I need to, I'll hold him down.
Yeah, we're back up to the top of the order with... you now have 3 rounds to get out of here. Back up to Shiv. Shiv looks at you, Brash, as you're trying to like push him back. And you feel that he is, even though he is much smaller than you, he is surprisingly sturdy. He looks at you and he says, "Not how I anticipated my day ending. Being buried and all. What do you say, big guy? How about we call it a draw?"
I would if you didn't make a grammatical error. You said day. This is where your fucking life ends.
It's my first day.
Okay.
Wait, it's not grammar, it's speech. I messed
It's
up.
okay. It's okay. It's dope. We're running with it. We're running with it.
We'll joke about it over drinks at the tavern. It's fine.
All right, cool.
Much like the Green Goblin in Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, as this place is definitely showing signs of about to come crumbling down on top of you, he just sort of grits his teeth and says, "Wrong answer." And he, give me an opposed athletics check. And he's going to also roll an athletics. Ooh. He rolled a 17.
Rolled a 16 plus 5, 21.
Okay. You not only succeed in pushing him back 5 additional feet in this moment, and he struggles, and as he feels you sort of like taking over the momentum of like you pushing him, he suddenly disappears from in front of you, and he is going to Misty Step 30 feet back into the antechamber.
Counterspell? Does that work on Misty Step?
Spell. Gonna eat this man.
Please.
Gonna eat this man.
I'm going to consume.
Can I snack?
Misty Step doesn't trigger attack of opportunity, but can be counterspelled.
Third lever counterspell!
Oh, let me get my jaws in place.
My fork and knife.
Yeah. Just put your hands in the spaces where he was.
Yeah, I think we see him start to like disappear. And Pandora goes, "What would he say? I don't give a damn." She's like, "Do you give a damn now, motherfucker?" And she throws her spell with her wand to counterspell it.
Okay. Is there a saving throw that I need to roll on this or no?
Let me check real quick. It's a reaction.
It's a reaction, yeah.
If the creature is that a spell of 3rd level or lower?
Has to be. Must
It's
be.
Misty Step. Yeah.
Then yeah, no. I win.
Okay. Since he has not used his movement, but he has, I'll say he has probably, his movement has been halved because of what Brash did. And since Misty Step does not seem to be working, he tries to Misty Step in this moment, and suddenly he briefly flickers, and then suddenly is right back where he was, and then he sees past Blanche, past Hatch, past Brash. He sees you just from behind the pillar, just. And you're just holding.
I put my foot where his butthole would be when he returns.
He messed up when he hurt the blue lizard, okay? It's the number 1 rule with this group is you don't mess with the blue lizard.
I'm not the mascot. I'm not a mascot.
Why is everyone in this town so goddamn horny? I'm getting really good with that impression.
A weirdly specific quote to remember this campaign.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sometimes it looks like Andy's frozen. He's just thinking.
It's frozen in thought.
At this.
I have to make sure the call out didn't drop or something.
That's probably a good idea. Now he is going. Okay. All right. Nope. I'm gonna do it. Okay.
No, nice sound of it.
If this bitch
That
has
will be-
legendary actions, oh no.
That will be the end of his turn. Pandora, it is yours.
I'm scared now, but it's too late. So after doing that, now, so technically he's not in front of the entrance anymore, right? Because he's being grappled
is.
by these. He is?
Yeah, he's right there. He's been held in place, and being pushed back towards the elevator.
Can Pandora try to I don't know, fucking climb over them? She needs to get the elevator going is what I'm trying to do. So Someone
I don't
needs
think you're
to man-
frightened anymore.
I'm not frightened, so is there any way I can be like, will you fucking move, you dumbasses? Look at the fucking building, it's collapsing! As she's trying to, like, climb over to get the elevator started.
Look, we're the only ones down here. We get to dictate how this story is retold.
Not to be a dick about it.
Yeah.
What do Brash and Hatch think about Pandora right now?
Brash would probably have a little bit more of a favorable view on her now.
Okay.
Kind of piecing together a little bit of the, oh, it's another ploy. like it he was slow
I
with
get
it,
it.
but
You're a liar.
did get there.
You're a liar. You
will
lie.
always lie.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Listen on a throne of
You
lies.
liar.
So, and you
This is
would've
how you
said
know you
that
have a
about
really good D&D group when, the situation could be like, the roof is coming down, everyone's gonna die,
Right.
maybe. We're all still laughing about it. This is something we can laugh about, right? Okay.
And Pandora, you did like out loud be like, "Do you give a damn now, motherfucker?" Like, said that out loud. Yeah. So he'd be in on it at this point. He'd be
Okay.
like, "Okay, all right, I see what you did."
She gave so many fucking hints.
Not enough. Not enough
Not
for
enough.
these boys.
Not enough for these boys. But what Hatch thinks is, who knows?
Well, okay, so Hatch is a survivalist. He's all about living, and he knows that between the two people that he at one point thought were antagonistic towards him, only one of them cut his stomach out. So right now, that's the bigger threat. The falling down of the building is the bigger threat. I did roll another insight just to see if maybe I've turned the corner on Pandora. I rolled a 5. So you know what? We'll deal with Pandora later. Is all that he's.
You're all
That
doing
part of his
werewolf
brain.
form right now, so it's like...
Yeah, like right now, I'm just like, I gotta kill this motherfucker.
Motherfucker! By the way, Hatch, love the new ensemble, très chic.
I'm nude. I'm nude. I'm wearing just plates and nudity. Like, I still have the wherewithal to be like, stop being horny.
Whoever,
werewolf
like, if
with
there
all.
are any artists out there, who might happen upon this silly little adventure of ours, please make art of this moment, please. Just of a scant nude werewolf looking at a half orc necromancer with sparkles around them, just being like, I'm nude. Sorry, I'm just not going to recover from it. Yeah. Anywho, Blanche is dying. Okay. Yeah, I completely. So did that complete your turn?
Yeah,
Pandora?
did I get to go towards the elevator at all?
I'll say you're able to get all the way up to them. Unless you want to roll some kind of crazy athletics check to jump over or climb up and get over them.
Can
Because technically I would consider them difficult terrain right now.
I try to? Can she try to parkour? Be like, the building is fucking collapsing, boys! As she's trying to get to the elevator.
She just casually does a backflip in a dress.
What is your total movement that you're able to do?
30.
Okay, so no, you were able to get all the way to them. You wouldn't be able to do anything to
Okay.
get around.
Yeah. Well, and how far is the elevator from the entrance?
It would be an additional 30 feet beyond that.
Okay, if worst comes to worst, I can mage hand the switch on. So there's always that.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just kind of like frustrated, like, will you fuck the building? Pointing at like apple falling into her hair that she's brushing out.
Pandora, does that complete your turn?
You're right.
Okay.
All right, let's let bygones be bygones and share a chill elevator trip.
Bygones, for fuck's sake.
I'm gonna be real. I've been letting my feelings get a little carried away. I'm sorry.
The next thing that happens And I'm going to direct address the camera for this. Lindsay, the next thing that happens is Shiv is going to use a legendary action and cast darkness on everyone in this space.
Who's Lindsay?
The changeling creature creates an area of magical darkness which foils dark vision. Choose a spot you can see within 60 feet of you. Magical darkness radiates from that point in a sphere with a 10-foot radius. Spent
Counter spell?
How many counter spells do you have?
Enough.
I have one left.
Is Shiv a player character?
No.
Okay.
I have one left.
This, Lindsay, you get it.
Maybe it's her character's like villain.
That felt very Assassin's Creed.
I don't, and don't call me Lindsay.
So, if you would like to counterspell, you may. Wait, no, this is a legendary action, technically. But counterspell is a reaction, so yeah. Although no, you can't. You've already counterspelled as a reaction.
Was it the last turn?
Wasn't
though?
that was
It's
it the
right
last round?
before.
So
Yeah.
we started with him. You counterspelled his Misty Step.
Right.
That was your reaction.
Right, and then it was back to my turn again.
You used his legendary
walk.
action,
God damn it, motherfucker.
so you can't.
Well, rip to us, guys. Tried.
From all of your perspectives, unless you have, some of you have the ability to see through magical darkness,
I got good spelling.
you suddenly the world goes black around you. Brash, it is your turn.
Okay, can I cast Dispel Magic?
You most certainly can.
Okay.
Try.
Yay, I love these spells.
I am going to cast Dispel Magic. That's going to be a 3rd level.
Okay.
And I will just... I really don't have a focal point for it, so I'll just kind of like... put down my hands like that and try and like shoo the darkness away.
Just kind of.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Darkness would count. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. So this will be...
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be 14.
Okay. Wish me luck. $15.
The 15 on die.
Jesus!
Okay.
Yesu Christe!
all of you, darkness suddenly clouds all of your vision. You're not able to see anything. Brash, your dispel magic is just a as you basically get tone. You find your tone. You basically are finding your place in the scale. And the music that comes from you pushes away the darkness.
Is Shiv still there?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
they can't move. they
I-
didn't have the opportunity to move because fucking counterspells and
Yay!
spells magic and all that bullshit.
Pulling that away.
They are
And
still
I'll
there.
just give him a...
Okay. That brings up Blanche.
Alrighty. So they're all busy up above me. He basically isn't paying attention to me at all.
I mean, he's able to see you, like you're in front of him.
Well, okay. In that case, I'm like looking at him, smiling, going, "What would this button do?" And she turns the bag upside down.
Show us them digits.
That is golden quotes.
I was gonna say someone has to. Someone has to.
Boing, 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 boing. So Blanche, you pick up the bag, you like things start to pop out of the bag. First some fingers, then some scrolls, then some tomes. Like a lot of stuff suddenly is pouring out onto the floor. Next, a torrent of gold and platinum coins suddenly start to just covering the floor around you. This thing is like it's like those TikTok and YouTube videos of that person who's like standing in front of a pipe and they're just like pulling the mud out of it, and then suddenly that is what this is looking like right now. Suddenly all of these coins are suddenly shooting out of the bag, and then suddenly you start beginning to see armor pieces suddenly just clatter onto the floor around you. Very quickly, the terrain because of all the stuff that's suddenly on the floor in front of you guys, to move through this 5 feet area that is going to have your movement or do whatever difficult terrain is. As you were not only dealing with the collapsing environment, you're also dealing with the fact that you are working against another creature who is directly in front of you, fighting to keep you from getting to the elevator, and on top of that, all the stuff, the paraphernalia on the floor now.
We have 2 rounds, right?
You will have 2 round. You will have 1 round after the end of this one.
But I'm not done.
Yeah, you haven't moved yet, so yeah.
No, I haven't. I just want to jump straight up, and that bag has like a drawstring opening, right?
No, it has an opening with a flap on the top.
Okay, cool. So I want to pull the flap off to one side, make sure it's out of the way, jump up, and over the top of his head.
Okay. So this is going to be an athletics or acrobatics check, depending on which one you want to use.
Keep him as a souvenir.
Oh no, I got better plans for this one.
Eat a banana.
I
Throw it on
want
the
to say
ground.
after. Acrobatics. 18 plus things was 1, 2, 3, 22, 21.
21. Yes, you were able to jump up and basically using Brash as a way of steadying yourself. You're sort of like jumping onto Brash, and like you're able to like get up onto his like arm that's like bracing against Shiv, and you're able to. Are you just popping the bag on top of his head?
I mean, I'm hopping, and if I need to, I'll try to use my weight to pull it down. I want him in the bag if I can force it.
Okay. You were able to get it down past his, I'll say down past his neck. So his head is very much in the bag right now.
Cool. I stab the bag. You know what happens to a bag of holding when it's punctured?
Are we all gonna die?
No, not we.
This is a lot of action.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I've been playing D&D for 4 years. I got really good at using bags of holding.
Scared, you guys. I'm scared of my captain.
I'm gonna have to put some of those bags on my claws. Maybe use them as punching gloves or something.
Okay. Blanche.
Sorry.
Blanche.
Sorry.
Just so that we're all in the know. Should a bag of holding become overloaded, pierced, or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered in the astral plane. Blanche, you put the bag over his head, and immediately you start to see that his body is beginning to be pulled into the bag. You still have your short sword in your hand. Give me an attack roll. It's
fair. It's fair. That is 14.
Yeah. Do you say anything as you do this?
You hurt my crew. That's where you fucked up.
You bring it down just past his neck, over his beginning to go over his shoulders as he begins to get sucked into the bag. And as you see him just getting sucked into it, you hear sort of the muffled and then you puncture the bag just as he's getting, and suddenly the bag explodes into air and nothingness. The bag suddenly is destroyed, and Shiv is gone from this plane.
And she's
You
just
are now
standing on the
effectively
ground.
out of combat.
That was metal.
Fuck
You are
me,
now
Captain.
effectively out of. Don't say that to her. You guys have to get out. You guys have to get out of the temple first, and we all know how she be.
Don't fuck anybody, Captain.
Why is everyone in this wizard town? Anyway, the bag is destroyed and is no more. You are effectively out of combat. The roof immediately starts to come down behind you. The antechamber that Shiv came from when you first encountered him. You see from the hallway that you're in right now. You see the roof just suddenly go. The roof completely collapses, and it's a mixture of mortar and cement and sand that suddenly fills that chamber, and it's like a colossal wave of sand is now coming towards you, completely knocking the pillars just out of alignment. Some of the pillars that are already damaged have suddenly cracked in half, and then suddenly they collapse under the sheer weight of everything above them. You all are, at this point, because you pushed him an additional 5 feet, you're 25 feet away. So you have your full movement to get to the elevator.
I'm grabbing all the scrolls and tomes, just piling them in my.
I will grab whatever I can while moving forward. I'm not going to stop for it, but...
Oh, I'm stopping.
I will take my bag, and while I'm putting the horn back in, I will just drag and scrape and lift and run. Whatever's in there.
I'll say you are each able to grab a book. A book or a scroll. I'll say, Pandora, you were able to hastily grab a scroll and a piece of parchment off the floor. I'll say you each are able to grab 10 gold coins each, just off the floor as you're running out. I'll say that Hatch, in lieu of the gold coins, you're not able to grab any gold coins. You're able to grab maybe a piece of parchment from one of the books as it falls out, and you are able to. There is a glint of something in the sand.
I scoop it up, grab it with my snoot.
As you grab with your snout.
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay, you
I'm
reach
on all
in.
fours.
Oh yeah, you're on all fours. You just chomp down on this thing. It is the hilt of a nice long sword that you realize must have fallen off of Shiv's back as he got sucked up into the bag of holding. You have it in your snout as you are all just running for the elevator. You were able to make it all the way there. All it needs is someone to trip the lever, and you will be able to get back up to the top.
Blanche was, but I'll say she probably got there first just from the position that she was in. So she's standing on the latch going, come on, let's go, let's move, faster. And the second everybody's in, she...
You make it all the way to the elevator. Blanche, you don't even wait for the last person to get fully on. They're put their first step onto the elevator platform, and you trip the lever. Immediately you hear the counterweight engage, and suddenly you very slowly begin to come as the sand has now begun to collect on top of the elevator, making the weight just slightly out of balance. But as the elevator begins to slowly inch its way up out of the sand, you begin to pick up momentum, and then with a sudden explosion of like thrust, you suddenly feel your stomachs or innards suddenly lurch up into your chest as you suddenly shoot up into the shaft. You are moving at a very, very quick pace as you're suddenly going floor, and you hear just the environment beneath you suddenly collapse and cave in, and you feel like this steady upthrust of air as all of that pressure is just pushed up underneath you, increasing your speed. I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
I actually have all my very few bonuses. 8.
Nat 1.
An 11.
Dexterity. 24.
Of course.
That's cinematic.
The only one that makes sense to have a high roll.
You each take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as the elevator hits that top floor, and then you are suddenly the bottom portion of the elevator floor suddenly cracks and is split, and then suddenly this massive force of air just blasts you up into the ceiling. Those who succeeded are able to sort of like adjust and roll off of the platform before making impact. And take half damage.
Hatch fucking died again.
Died or is unconscious?
I had 7 hit points and you did 9 to me, so I think when we hit the top, I just launched headfirst into the ceiling of the elevator room. I'm just
Try and catch him.
cracked my skull on it.
I'm gonna try and catch him.
Just fix that. Stop breaking.
Okay. Yeah, Hatch, you desperately try to grab onto something, and then you realize too late. Suddenly the impact just pushes you right up and sends you hurtling into the ceiling. Your body immediately breaks and then falls right down to the platform, right basically into Brash's arms.
I got you.
You should have let me die down there.
You are unconscious.
That would have been better.
You are unconscious, and you, like the last thing you hear is like Brash say, "I've got you, buddy," and you suddenly like all of the immense it's like a smoke that has come up from with all of the sand and the dust, just suddenly explodes out of that crack in the elevator platform floor, pushes you out. You see Thaddeus just looking in astonishment as he sees you holding Hatch's broken body as you rush out of the top suite of this wizard tower, and he's just, come on, and he's just gesturing for all of you to get out of that room.
Because I dropped to 0 hit points, I'm reverted back into my dragonborn form, so there's just hair just hitting Brash in the face as it's just like sloughing off my body.
He's like sneezing, and every time he sneezes, the gauges whistle.
like shaving a husky.
Exactly. Just never ends.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew, brother. Ew.
Ew, brother. Ew. It's true.
Brother, ew. Anyway, you all are able to make it out of the wizard tower onto the sand dune, or the side of the sand dune, as you exit from that entrance. Just a massive cloud of dust and sand just escapes from the entrance. You are all now outside with Thaddeus, the Minotaur professor. What happened down there? What happened to him? And he gestures at Hatch.
Did we pick up any healing potions in our scramble?
No.
Okay, so here we go. I really only deal with the dead, but okay.
Hold on. I can take this. I'd rather you not use your normal tricks on Hatch here. Hang on. And I will use my last 3rd level spell slot to give him a healing word again.
Better hope Thaddeus doesn't want to fight us.
As you cast your healing word, how many hit points did they get back?
Let me roll that for you. Let me determine that number. I rolled 2 ones again. And now I dropped it. That D4 is gone. I'm going to step on it later. That's 4 more. Okay, that's 6 plus 2, 8.
Nothing is
I'm
more
spiraling,
painful than a
y'all.
D4.
We almost lost him. I was really scared. 8 points of healing.
We're just gonna like buy the next town we go to. It's just gonna be like 27 healing potions in everyone's bag. For
Yeah,
Hatch.
can we like an IV of just
Yes,
the good Kool-Aid?
yes, exactly.
You see the town of Brightray again. Oddly enough, from like the exact same grassy hill that you were just at a second ago.
All right. This is
No.
Is this going to happen every time?
And just as quickly, it seems, you're about to take your step, feeling the comfort of home once again.
I grab a wooden fence post. I'm like, no, stop.
Wait, please can we make this a meme? Like, every time he goes down.
Every time he goes down and is not immediately killed. Oh my god.
There's gonna be like one spot on that grassy hill with just Hatch footprints.
Bro, this makes me feel
Oh
so
my god.
bad.
There's something about Pandora. That's the first time I've seen it. Oh my god. Oh my god. For those of you who can't see what I'm seeing right now, because you can't see our Discord, Hatch, I can only assume, while being dead at some point or another during this moments of downtime that he has had in between rounds, managed to take that old movie poster with, Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon, and Ben Stiller with that from that movie. There's something about Mary, and has changed Cameron Diaz's face to Pandora's character art face. And change the title to "There's Something About Pandora."
We could probably put that up in the edit, right?
It's not AI. So yeah, I don't see why not. Maybe we'll include it in like a social media post or something.
Yeah.
Anywho, there is a brief moment of sadness, Hatch, as you suddenly feel the tug and pull back to the material plane, and you just sort of like in your mind you just think, god damn it, not again, and you suddenly are ripped back into the mortal plane once more outside.
Oh god. And I'm grabbing Brash by the neck thinking it was that post.
Hey,
I
there
got
you are. You're okay. You're all right. You're back.
Yes, thank you. No, you know what? Thank you. Brash, that's twice you've saved my life now. Are we good? Are we safe?
Oh, what happened down there? Like, was somebody what happened?
Similar story to what happened to your friends here, unfortunately.
Exactly
But
what happened to your
Captain
friends.
took care of him. Yep.
I climb out
Took
of
care
your
of who?
arms.
Took care of what?
The man who did this to your colleagues won't be bothering you anymore.
They are avenged.
That is something.
Thank you. I'm sorry for all of this trouble. I never thought it would come to this at all. You can see that he, in the interim, while you were making your way down, had begun to dig some graves for the other members of his group.
Not your fault at all, Thaddeus. In fact, I think we all know exactly whose fault this is. I turn to the group.
Yes, something you shouldn't worry about, darling, as she's shoving the scrolls into her bustier so that he can't take them from her.
Actually, if we're talking about blame, I'll turn to everybody. I owe every one of you a real big apology. I lost it down there, and I got careless, and that wouldn't happen. And I gestured to the now destroyed entrance to that candle. We probably would have gotten God knows how much more if I had just kept my cool. That I'm gonna work on. All right.
There was a lot happening, Brash. All right. Don't blame yourself.
I would not be here if you had not saved me. Twice.
This apology is respectfully useless. You saved us all, along with the captain's quick thinking, so I rescind your apology. There you go.
You do that.
I
believe
just
she just did.
Thank you.
All right. I'll rescind my own apology since you have done it already.
You don't get to claim sole responsibility for that who shot John nonsense, all right, Brash? Nothing that happened
Yes,
down there
ma'am.
was your fault.
I mean, that's factually untrue, but I mean,
Factually, if you want to get into it, then Mr. What's-His-Face asshole shouldn't have been there in the first place, started all that nonsense, so I don't want to hear it. I've watched enough of my crew get hurt today. I don't need to watch one of them doing it to himself. Are we clear, First Mate?
Brash will just smile.
I'm
clear, Captain.
I'm going to take it by context clues that Pandora is on our side still, yes?
For fuck's sake, Hatch!
What
I'm
happened?
like-
What did you do?
I sort of subtly had my sword just angled in her direction, not up, but just
You want to go? You want to go? Go for it, Hatch! Swing your sword!
The last thing I remember before my guts fell to the floor was you going to that guy's side.
It was all a feint!
It
And
was a
you
feint.
fell for it!
We
What
fell
did I
for it.
miss?
Missed a lot in that bag.
I see that.
What- You know how Pandora lies sometimes for
I
additional.
never.
Don't you even? No. Don't you even think about trying that. I rescind the lie you were about to tell.
Sometimes to lie when there's nothing to be gained from it.
No, I know it's crazy, but anyway, she pulled another one. We happened to not see through that one at first. I did after
Okay.
a while, but
I did not.
yeah, I could tell. You're still kind of pointing your sword at her.
Well, if anyone's the real threat, and if anyone was the true problem, she does an air quotes, it's a certain lord, is it not, who double book. Ooh.
That's true. He did do
She
that.
starts to say double booked and then looks at Thaddeus.
He does not seem to notice. He's way too busy with the fact that all of his friends are murdered.
All his friends are dead!
That the archaeological dig has basically been destroyed.
So, and she'll lower her voice and turn back and, so maybe we just keep it on the down low with Thaddy over there, just
Yeah.
maybe.
We save the conversation for another time.
Now is not appropriate.
Right now we must, and she looks at Brash. Mourn.
Oh, that reminds me. And she dumps out the fingers from her quiver and starts
Oh!
pulling the rings off.
Where are the bodies that go with them?
How the hell am I supposed to know? He probably buried half of them. I don't know. I just tried to get the rings. I didn't have time
Brash's
to take them off.
fingers are immediately on his temple. Where did you get those?
In the bag.
The bag? I didn't see any other fingers come out of that bag. I
There
saw
was
a lot of gold.
there was body parts in that bag. Quite a lot of them.
How did you manage to? Wait, hold on. There was like a mountain of gold and treasure and armor, and you found this many fingers?
That's what I landed on.
Oh my goodness!
In every pile of gold, there's bound to be at least 3 or 4 fingers. That's just kind of the law of treasures.
Do I see the rings on the fingers?
You do.
Ooh! And as she goes to grab it, she goes, ooh, and looks at the corpses that Thaddeus is burying. Look back at the fingers, goes, can I just look at it?
You can have the fingers. And she pulls the ring off and hands her a finger.
Can you reanimate just a finger?
Something
That's not a question.
You notice about all of the rings that you're pulling off is that they all bear with the same insignia.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why she's taking the rings off, because she doesn't want to present Thaddeus with a pocket full of fingers.
Pandora will take the finger, and yet again, she has a hard time with grief as a concept because she's constantly surrounded by death. She'll go, I know what to do with this, and she'll go over to one of the corpses and go, here, darling, for you. And like you know how you put flowers on, right? And you wrap their hands around it. She'll the finger. Like
it's not even that body's finger, it's just a finger.
and wraps their hands around it, and in the only way she can, she's like, turn to the earth and refuel it.
And all that.
So that I can once again call on you in the future, and there's your finger. Now you can sleep.
Meanwhile, you can very clearly see that this finger is scaled and green or something, and the other body is just an elf.
But she looks really proud of herself that she's like, I did feelings.
I think Hatch would have seen all of this. And you know what? He's just gonna like crack his back, and then he's gonna help Thaddeus bury the remainders of the people that are still on the surface.
I'll go with him too.
Right. I'll say that you spend the next hour digging holes. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn there. I was like, is this happening in character?
Guys.
What the?
This is a very sorry. I'll edit that out. You spend the next hour digging holes, and Thaddeus is he's up to the task. It's just that you can definitely sense that he's overburdened with sadness. And you complete the grave digging. And then you lower the bodies in. And
Can each of them have a finger, like a little flower bouquet?
I will allow it. You finish the process of burying everybody. And you gave the rings to Thaddeus?
Yeah, she'd have gotten all of them separated from their appendages and strung them together. Here, this is... He tried to take them as a trophy. I didn't let him keep them.
Thank you, Blanche. None of these people had any families. We were all... The work was our family. And... I'm not trying to wax poetic about this, but I feel very much like an orphan right now. And he takes the rings, and he takes a piece of the, bricks that remain that have been excavated from the archaeological dig. And he places them over each grave, and he places the ring on top of them as like a signifier or a stone. I don't know really how to say this, but at least not in a flowery way, but thank you. I'm thankful that I am still alive, and if there's anything I can do. I saw that you had brought scrolls or parchments up from below, and if you need help interpreting any of them, I'd be happy to help.
We do not need to do this here. We can return to town.
Thaddeus, why don't we just save it for the ship, darling?
Ship?
She very slightly side eyes Blanche because she didn't know it was on the note, but she saw a note fucking passed. And she goes, "You said you felt like an orphan, yes? Let me get. Often with grief, you feel like you have no purpose and no means to go on, I've been told. So, I don't understand why you wouldn't just come with us."
Blanche tries to stomp your toe, but toe beans and not really strong bunnies, so it's like you feel this light pressure on top of your foot.
She clearly approves.
She thinks it's like a little clap.
I appreciate the invitation. But I am still a teacher at a local school in Brecca, and the students there would be sad to see me depart, and I would be loath to leave them. So
I understand. Work comes above all else.
So it would seem.
That was that was Pandora's way at a dig.
Unintended?
No. Intentional. Like, she's trying to be like, because he just said, like, we only had our work, and so we only had each other. So this is her commenting, like, right, good that you have your work.
If I may, Thaddeus, I understand that you wish to return to your students. That is admirable. And you may do with this information what you want, but you should know that the person in charge who was responsible for the deaths of your colleagues was Lucas Nightmore, the Nightmore estate. I do not know what you wish to do with that, but you should know the name.
Do we all just kind of, at least Pandora and Blanche look at Hatch like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
The Nightmores are involved. And that means that we were on the right trail all along.
Trail for what, exactly?
You're all new to Brecca, right?
More or less.
Then you probably don't know about the hidden temple to Asmodeus.
I do not.
There is a temple dedicated to the Dark One, within the candles, within the tiefling neighborhoods. It is a temple that has existed there for hundreds of years. In the manuscripts that we were pulling from the archaeological dig, we understood that, along with the location of this temple, which has remained a secret within the community that inhabits the neighborhood known as the Candles, there was also the knowledge that these candles, he gestures to the towers behind him, they were placed here by the mages to monitor the Midnight Citadel. We believed that the Midnight Citadel, or some portion beneath it, it is a prison. It is a prison that is holding something or someone. All of the manuscripts that we had uncovered and translated, it was either a prison or a tomb. And we were on the trail of finding a key. This key is a misnomer. You didn't happen to see anything. It would look like this, and he very quickly takes out a piece of parchment and a pen, and he begins to just very artistically draw the orb with a casing around it. And basically what looks basically amounts to some kind of a holding container that is clear and crystal. Basically, it looks like an orb inside of a D6. Doesn't look like a D6, but it looks like a clear crystal cube container.
Our flag means doom. Custom dice coming at you soon.
An orb, you mean like the one that Blanche picked up?
Is it exactly the one that Blanche picked up?
Based off of the drawing, Blanche, it is dead on.
As she's looking at it then, and what exactly is that thing?
Well, in our writings in the writings that we uncovered, this would be a key. It is either to a prison, to the Dark One, for the Dark One, or it is a tomb.
Seems awful small for a tomb. Strangest things. Wanders off.
Okay. I don't want to meta here, but like, she wanders off after that.
Not like wander off.
But just like, steps aside. Okay, then I don't know if Pandora would have clocked that. Then.
She's not leaving. No.
Okay, I thought she's like, and she walks away. I was like, why the fuck is she walking away?
And she waddles away. Waddle, waddle, waddle.
You didn't happen. I know you were only down there for a few minutes, but you didn't happen to encounter anything that looked like this down there, did you?
Is he directing that at me or anybody else?
All of you.
Pandora opens her bustier to peek at the scroll. Nope. Nothing on there. No.
I'll rummage through my bag real quick.
I only found this sword. Captain? Did you find anything of interest while you were...
I think I got all the fingers out. Let me see. No more fingers.
I choose to believe that.
I can't, because she didn't. Nope.
We wouldn't know.
I don't, like, because he asked, does anyone have the orb?
Mm-hmm.
And then Hatch asked, anything of interest? So that question is fine, so it's evaded. So yeah, no, Pandora wouldn't suspect anything.
And you were frightened for most of that, so...
And I was freaking the fuck out, so like she's not clocking any of this.
Okay. The burial rites completed. The information exchanged. Thaddeus says, well, I do appreciate your concern for my safety. I do have friends within the city. Lady Darcy I know she'll take me back. I know she'll make sure that I'm secure, and as for you lot, I worry about your safety. Especially you. And he looks at you, Blanche.
Ooh!
Just as I'm worried about yours. So, why don't you go get somewhere safe for the evening, and we'll see if there's anything that we can maybe salvage from this nonsense.
I think it would be advisable if we return to Brecca altogether. And then, once we've arrived at the Silk Sensations, I think it would be prudent for us to part ways, possibly.
She kind of gets choked up for a half a second and then, all right.
We just watch a breakup in live time?
We did.
Breakup.
Because
Flirted for a day.
Because when Pandora sees like the tear form, she'll go, "Ugh. Captain, I simply must say, your coat is exquisite." And she's going to kind of like, I don't know, when the way that sometimes women do when they're when they've encountered like an ex of some sort, it's like ostracized, right? Like he can get fucked.
It's the same coat I've always had.
Absolutely stunning as she's like putting a wall between her and Thaddeus.
Let's just all head back. No sense in dawdling around this place.
Yes, perhaps you can tell us more about the things we were able to pick up on our way back.
Pandora peeks in her bust. This one's mine. I found it.
Would you like me to take a look at it?
Pandora yet again, she gives him the coldest fucking shoulder. I'm a wizard, darling. I can figure it out myself.
She flies away.
I apologize. I meant no offense.
No, not at all. It's not like you could have come with us or anything.
Pandora, stop it.
I'm sorry, Captain, but he did it right in front of us. No dinner, no nothing.
What? I'm so sorry.
He could have at least given you flowers or something, and it's an important day.
I look Blanche eyes. Do you see? Do you see?
Thaddeus looks so flummoxed and perplexed right now.
Do you see?
Blanche is just, oh dear God, okay, let's walk, and we're walking.
You were able to finally wrangle your transportation. I believe we had camels on our way here, and you were able to begin the trek back to Brecca. It takes you only slightly longer to get back. The whole ride back is quiet. As the city comes into sight, Thaddeus looks at all of you and he says, "So, will you all be staying at the Silk Sensations tonight, or will you be striking out?"
Well, it's my understanding that we've done a great service to the lady of the house, so while we still have free housing.
It would be nice to have a roof over my head tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. You pass through the actual neighborhood of the Candles, and you make your way through this tiefling-populated neighborhood. These people don't seem to pay you any mind at all, and you make your way all the way back through the city gates. The guards, they sort of nod at you as they see Thaddeus. They saw you earlier that day, and they wave you through. You make your way all the way back to the Silk Sensations, and it's one of those things where you enter a place that is familiar, and everybody is milling about and having just a regular time that they would normally have there. You all enter the space, and it feels like you've been gone years. And not because that much time has passed. It's literally because of everything that has transpired in the short time that you've been gone. Pandora, you have experienced intense, paralyzing fear. Blanche, you've been You literally were a bag person for a brief moment, unable to get back to the real world. Brash, you watched a friend die brutally right in front of you. And Hatch, you died twice.
Don't need to remember the second one. That's fine.
All of these moments and emotions all sort of hit at once. And you all, unless you want to do anything in the lower level before heading upstairs, you're more than welcome to. Or you can head right up to your rooms.
I will kind of pat Hatch on the back, just like a, I'm glad you're all right, man.
Thank you again, First Mate.
Not a problem.
But I need you to understand something.
Yeah.
If you need to prioritize the rest of the crew, ever, you prioritize them first, do you understand?
I respect that because I'm like-minded, but I don't prioritize parts of my crew. I prioritize my crew. And you're my crew now. You all are. Even that one. And I point at Pandora.
She is slowly rolling the scroll out of her bustier, just like deeply taking notes, which is coming out of her top. And she's like, this is absolutely brilliant.
You ever hear the phrase, half-orcs are like onions? They have a lot of layers.
Rings a bell. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
Like a parfait?
Let's stay with onions. Let's just stay with the onions.
But yeah, just whenever you need help, and I'm hoping this is mutual, I've got your back. I've got the guts that hang out of you, the guts that are still inside you. Yeah, you get it.
I understand. I understand, First Mate. It is just, I think that the longer we go on together, there will be times where I will be a liability. I've accepted that of myself, and I'm trying my best to overcome them, but at the moment, those weaknesses, this is when they show. And I'm telling you that you have my consent, if need be, to prioritize other people, should the worst come to worst. That is all.
All right. Tidbits written down. It's in the old notepad. Hopefully it won't come to that, you know?
Hopefully it will not come to that.
The world didn't end today.
The world did not end today. You are correct.
But it might end, as Pandora pops in. It might end if they're able to summon Asmodeus from his tomb. I wonder what the Nightmares want with him.
Can we keep that as
Just as
close to
quiet as
totally
possible.
under wraps?
I mime removing onion layers to Brash.
It's
We don't
exciting,
want-
is it not?
We
It's a mystery.
That's a word.
Are you reading the scroll?
I think it's still in her bra. So when she's just pulling it out and showing them, look.
Who the heck is
The
Asmodeus?
manuscript?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hit the deck.
Like, let's be clear. All right. So, the scroll that you pull out. At this point, Thaddeus has also departed. Like, he's left the group.
Good.
He's headed upstairs.
Get out of here.
You're all sort of gathered around a round top, a tall. What do they call those tall tables?
High boys?
High top.
High boys.
High top.
High
High top.
boy.
High top.
High top.
Big boys.
You're all around a high top. A server has come by and placed complimentary waters around every one of you. And what languages do you speak, Pandora? Actually, I'll ask, what languages do everybody speak?
I got common and orc.
Common, Draconic, and Dwarvish. Why not? For funsies.
Oh, that's fine. Common and Loxodon.
Common, giant, halfling, and Loxodon.
Giant.
It's probably an infernal, isn't it?
It's a mixture of languages, actually.
Eh?
It's like, I'll say you're not, because of the languages that you speak, you're not able to discern the exact wording. I'll say, give me an intelligence check,
Fuck yes.
Pandora.
Come on, baby.
The one thing you're good at.
This is like making that one roll when you're trying to romance a Starian. Get it,
It's
get it,
true.
get it, get it,
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
15?
Okay. All right. On one side, you're able to see that it does look like it is infernal. On the other side, it is celestial.
Ooh.
Both languages on the same paper.
This is weird.
Both of them seem to be talking about the same thing.
This is
And
weird.
while you are not able to discern exactly what it is said, it reads like a prophecy.
So yeah. As she's like pulling the scroll out, putting it on the table. She's like, actually she puts, wait, then Brash says keep it on the down low, so she shoves it back in her bra. She's like, well, how do I say this? We've uncovered something of another realm.
Okay.
And she looks at Hatch. Not
Neat.
not that one. She nods to him. We're playing with the gods now, it seems.
To step up from piracy.
Blanche's eyes are just like wide-eyed and golden, going, This is one of those moments where I
think
should.
of when you hear that.
Me? I think of the only pirate crew in history that has taken on the gods, Brash. Come on now.
Are any of you, are any of the others, are any of you looking at any of the other things that you pulled out of the sand?
Not while we're downstairs.
No. We're gonna wait till we get to the room.
Okay. I'll say, and on that note, we will end it for tonight.
Whew.
Good game, guys.
Oh my god, guys, so many amazing moments!
Emotional damage.
No.
much.
Blanche coming in though, and Brash and
I will be right back because I gotta use the bathroom.
Honestly, that the Blanche 1-2 combo, the Blanche Brash Wombo combo.
I literally
means-
stood up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I'll just do a fancy little jump. And I ran right into my trash can. My trash can bumped into my fan. And I was like, no, let me catch it. And immediately, I hurt my skin to my elbow.
Oh,
Not a
my God.
God.
Not the
Oh my
boo-boo.
god.
Every
I'm
awful
okay.
thing that can
I'm
happen.
just accident prone.
Well, hopefully this makes it a little bit better. You all have leveled up.
Congratulations, everybody.
All
Do
right,
you
I'm gonna
not
mute for-
level up?
Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time to see what the crew of the Haretrigger uncovers in these suspicious and mysterious manuscripts. We love you, and I hope you roll nothing but nat 20s. Have a good week.
Night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.